welcome to another installment of the Fragments Silicon Reviews. 4 reviews up this week. Let me know. Hello?
Yes, you seemed to be fine, but then you stopped.
Yeah, sorry. The microphone wire got tripped a bit. So
Fun.
yeah. Owning pets. like and live broadcasting. So anyway, getting if you recall, we did an
Do what?
You dropped again, Adam.
Bloody hell.
You said getting, and then you stopped.
Well, now I've lost my train of thought. Don't do that. Anyway. Right. So, Space Otter Charlie. We did an interview about this a few weeks back. Not exactly sure how many, like maybe a month ago. It's fairly recent. Our latest interview with the Quantum Astrophysicists Guild. Not their latest release. That goes to Blake Cove at time of recording. Couldn't secure a code for that because, for whatever reason, their email arrived too late for their promotion. Not sure what happened there. Maybe got tripped up by a filter. Doesn't really matter. Not really about that game. Space Otter Charlie, in case you missed things, it's what they bill as a puzzle platformer. I guess that's technically true in the sense that, it's hard to say that what's going on here is platforming. It's more, we tend to group 2D games under a designation of platformer. Something I don't really care for because not every 2D game is a platforming game, even if it might have jumping in it. And in this case, I'd call this more of a swim 'em up. Think like, say, Echo the Dolphin, or a mumbo jumbo title called Glowfish. Or they also call it zero-G platforming in their own parlance, because the way the movement works is it's technically in space, but it's like you're moving underwater. Kind of free-flowing, though it's definitely space-bound because you don't have to worry about things like currents or riptides. And you have to use a thrust to gain momentum, and you have inertia, and it's an interesting combination of factors in terms of movement. Pretty solid. I will say up front, you're probably going to want to play the PC version of this. It is available at least on the Nintendo Switch. I think it's on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox Series. But it comes down to accuracy. I did not play this game with a controller, but I do not want to imagine playing this game with a controller because movement is bound to the mouse in terms of the default controls on the PC, and you're going to want that accuracy. As opposed to what you get with thumbsticks, which will be adequate, but you're not going to have that pinpoint precision that you get with a mouse. Also, the game controls fairly easy with a mouse and keyboard. Like I said, movement's not bound with the keys. No, what you got to do is you got to hold down you got to aim and hold. So, you're making precise movements with the actual mouse here. And firing is also done with the mouse. Really, the only thing that's done with the keyboard that's not done with the mouse is the spin move, which is unlocked a fairly late game when I think about it. It's this kind, it's this kind of Sonic ripoff move that allows you to get past most obstacles, and it's a a key feature for a few things, and then emphasized less. Let's say never completely useless. Also, this game calls itself a puzzle platformer. It's not really, like, in terms of solving things. It's more like it's more you're getting past shit, and killing things. Um, in terms of puzzles, I would rank this dead simple. Emphasis on the dead. And yeah, it's all fairly well produced. Um, if in spite of this game seeming to brim forth with personality, it certainly has that in its presentation, from its story, which is a environmental message right out of the fucking 1990s here. You know, the world has been ruined by pollution. Humanity has left, and the sea mammals have finally sought to go into space themselves to find a new home. And you access various space stations and space areas in order to achieve that goal, while dealing with an insane robot extermination service, basically, who thinks you're a rodent. It's a point of contention that otters are not rodents, and they are not. I don't think they're rodent-like either. What a rodent-like thing is, that's a rabbit, which has the outsized front teeth and grinding teeth. Rodents don't actually have grinding teeth. Um, Middle school biology. At last you come in handy. Right. And yeah, and everything's all put together fairly competently. But I think that's about as far as I go in describing the gameplay, the level design, the shooting. Like, it's all functional, it's all good, it's fine, but it really doesn't go above that. It's a bit of a shame. Like, it's also fairly short. The game, like, even exploring extra bits, took me about 6.5 hours to complete. Almost 100%ed, except for one bad bit at the end there, where not exactly sure what the level design was doing there. I think I missed something. I had to, because otherwise things didn't make sense. I unlocked the door, but I was like behind a machine that generated things, and I really shouldn't have been there. Still don't know what that was about. And in terms of bosses, you do get some proper bosses. You get some what we would call boss encounters. Like, there's one segment where you're escaping from hot lava. Not something you would call a boss, but something you would recognize as a escape segment. A thing that would challenge you in lieu of a boss. Think like Ori and the Blind Forest, for example, or Aladdin for the Genesis, or Super NES for that matter. And yeah, music is predictably otherworldly and spacebound. Once again, it's decent, if a bit unmemorable. And I think that's the sentence I keep coming back to in terms of what Space Otter Charlie is. It's good, it's really solid, but it aspires to be great, but doesn't really have the chops to be on that level. Really, the best thing going about it is its presentation and its tongue-in-cheek humor, that kind of thing. And because this game's it's been a few days since I completed it, and it's already starting to fade from memory. And I could see this game being at the year ends being, oh yeah, that was good. Like, don't remember much about it, which is not good in terms of staying power. Anyway, in terms of pricing, this game clocks in at $14.99, so $15. Standard indie pricing. I think I forget the sale price. It was on, it had the typical release discount going, like, $11, something like that. I'd say this is a game that's best picked up for about $10. I don't think it has quite the content or playability. I will note it does have a multiplayer mode. Was not able to try that out because we were only given one copy. This is the thing I have This is the thing I have to explain time and again, and I'm gonna have to explain this once more. If you only give us one copy, don't expect multiplayer to be tested, because for us, spending $15 on any game is quite pricey. So it's got the multiplayer seemed to be local focused, which is another reason why we wouldn't have given it a go, even if we had gotten 2 copies. We've just had bad experiences with remote play. So that may be a factor, but just from what all I've seen, this game is very single player focused. I'm not saying that the multiplayer here is an afterthought, but it's definitely secondary to what this game is going for. That does make a difference. Anyway, so yeah, overall, it's a really solid game. If not as brimming with personality as one would first expect, which was a bit of a disappointment. But like I said, pick this up on the next seasonal Steam sale, and you probably won't go wrong with it. Just once again, I would recommend the PC version. I can't fully speak to the console experience, but I don't see this game controlling that well with a controller. Like, it'll get the job done, but just use a mouse. Anyway, I think that'll about do it for Space Otter Charlie here. Be sure to tune in after the break, as Petty Fan will be reviewing Lamb's incredible run, Escape from Dukkha.